It's time to start your morning by taking 5. Here's your host, Matt McMaster.
You're listening to Take 5, a quick 5-minute take on the biggest things happening in Nebraska sports. I'm your host, Matt McMaster, and today we are talking about not the entire preview of the Nebraska versus USC game, but the key to the USC-Nebraska game. And in my opinion, that key is number 21, Emmett Johnson. Emmett Johnson has had a really good year, has had an incredible year. 837 rushing yards, 5.7 yards per carry. He also has 182 receiving yards along with 31 receptions. He has a total of over 1,000 yards from scrimmage. He's the only Power 5 football player in the country right now to have over 1,000 yards, over 1,000 scrimmage yards, rather. He has been incredible. And if you told me at the beginning of the season that Emmett Johnson would be performing at a level like this, I would have told you, yeah, that'd be surprising. But if you told me at the end of the Cincinnati game he would be performing like this, I would tell you that's kind of surprising. If you told me at the end of the Michigan game he would be performing like this, I would tell you, that's kind of surprising. But ever since that bye week, since he started playing against Michigan State, something has been different. I mean, he has just looked faster. He's looked more explosive. He's had a quicker burst. He averaged 6.4 yards per carry against Michigan State. They ran him a ton against Maryland. He averaged 8.4 yards per carry. And in his last 2 games, he has 187 total rushing yards. He has become their most reliable and at times most efficient option on offense. And they rode him, to victory last game against Northwestern. Now you could tell that he was getting a little tired toward the end of the game, but even from a wide receiving perspective, I mean, he made some really big catches, especially on that last drive for Nebraska. And you look at this USC football team, they are number 1 in yards in the country, number 1 in yards per play in the country, number 2 in points per game. It's an explosive offense. And Dana Holgorsen talked yesterday to the media and kind of talked about, look, yeah, obviously we want to score points, but pace of play is going to be important because USC is the type of team, and this isn't just a Nebraska defense thing, it's a country thing where they can score points just about whenever they want. They are just dynamic and explosive and fast and talented and have a really, really good quarterback in Jordan Maeva and a very smart offensive coordinator slash head coach in Lincoln Riley, to the point where controlling the football game is going to be very important for Nebraska football. Being physical is going to be very important for Nebraska football. And you control the game and you control the time of possession. You control the momentum and flow of the game through what? Through the run game. And so it's not even going to be that, hey, Nebraska football is going to play a very mediocre to a below average USC run defense, which they are. It boils down to Emmett Johnson is going to be their most efficient option in terms of gaining yards, but he's going to be their most efficient option in keeping the USC offense off the field, okay? I think that for the Nebraska defense, it's all about getting key stops and then the offense taking advantage of those key stops and taking advantage of any mistakes that Jordan Maeva or the rest of the UFC offense might make. And so the key to controlling this game is Emmett Johnson, is number 21. And the key to winning this game is controlling this game, keeping the ball out of the hands of USC, making sure that when you do get into enemy territory, when you do get into the red zone, that you are turning you're not turning in 3 points, you're turning in 7 points. And if you're going to be efficient in the red zone, you have to be efficient in the run game, which also stems from Emmett Johnson. So when you boil all this down, it's not just from a matchup perspective, but from a time of possession perspective, from a control perspective, from a keeping the ball out of the hands of a explosive offense perspective, you do that through the run game. And up to this point, Nebraska has not been able to find anyone other than the guy who wears 21 to do that. So Emmett Johnson, while he was counted on a ton against Maryland, while he was counted on a ton against Northwestern, he will be counted on greatly against USC, and he will have to have his best game of the season if Nebraska football is going to beat the Trojans, the ranked Trojans, and do something that they haven't done in nearly a decade at Memorial Stadium. That is beat a ranked team. So Emmett Johnson, the key to the game. Can he do what Jeremiah Love did against USC? Can he do what Jadarian Price did to USC. Can he expose and gash and just run all over this this weaker USC run defense at home like other really great running backs in the country have done? This will be is Emmett Johnson just really good or is he great? This will be the game for him to prove it, and he will be the key for the Big Red come Saturday on NBC. All right, I've been Matt McMaster, and that's been Take 5.